Welcome, friend. I'm so grateful you're here. Today, we're reflecting on the quiet power of gentle people, the teachers, creators, and guides who shaped us, not through force, but through tenderness. People like Fred Rogers, LeVar Burton, Sherry Lewis, and even Bob Ross. Souls who proved that kindness can be revolutionary and that a soft presence can shift the world in ways shouting never could and never will. Today we're talking about how soft voices can change a hard world. There are people who move through the world like storms, and there are people who transform it simply by showing us a better way to love. Today I want to honor a few familiar faces. Companions that many of us 80s to 90s kids grew up with in our living rooms. People who may have never called themselves spiritual leaders, yet taught some of the most enduring lessons of our generation. Think of Fred Rogers, moving slowly, speaking softly, showing children a world where being human was enough. He didn't lecture, he didn't demand, he simply treated every person with dignity. And in doing so, he shaped countless hearts. Think of LeVar Burton, opening the door to stories that stretched the imagination and deepened empathy. He wasn't only teaching children to enjoy books, he was teaching them to understand other lives, other cultures, other experiences. That is quiet activism. That is how compassion grows. Think of Bob Ross, a steady voice, gentle movements, brush gliding across the canvas. He offered us more than painting lessons. He offered a sanctuary, a reminder that creativity heals, that nature is a companion, that life is full of simple beauty if we take the time to notice it. And Sherry Lewis, with her sweet puppet shows, giving children a space to feel, laugh, and communicate, she modeled emotional intelligence before we had a name for it. She taught kindness through play. That is its own kind of ministry. Each of those figures met fear, loneliness, and uncertainty with tenderness. They addressed the wounds of their time without shouting. They created safety in an often overwhelming world. And that form of safety and understanding, they could grow. They didn't demand the world to change through force. They invited the world to soften enough to grow. And in their time, that mattered. In our time, it matters. Division is real. Many families carry quite quiet burdens. The world is loud. These teachers, they offered something healing, a calm space where people felt seen and cared for. And sometimes the most powerful form of activism is not found in the loudest voice. Sometimes it is the soft, steady presence, reminding someone, you matter. Your feelings matter. You belong here. Not a trademark line, just a truth we all needed to hear. And maybe that's all our calling too. To be gentle revolutionaries, to be anchors in a chaotic world, to teach through compassion, not judgment, to see the humanity in each person, even the difficult ones, to choose empathy as a form of activism, to shape our community through small acts of kindness. We live in a time where the world can still feel heavy, and it's easy to wonder if our efforts are even enough. But these soft-spoken guides remind us that every act of love creates a ripple. Every patient conversation is a seed. Every gentle gesture shapes the world around us. And you never know who's watching. You never know what child, what neighbor, what stranger might carry your example into their own life. So our task may not be to save the world all at once, but to heal it quietly, faithfully, tenderly, the way they did. By showing up with love, by choosing gentleness, tending to the humanity in ourselves and each other. by remembering that change doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. May we be that whisper of hope. May we be that calm presence. May we be the ones who carve out spaces of safety and compassion in a hurting world. And in the spirit of these gentle revolutionaries, may we look at one another with kindness and remember that each of us is worthy of belonging just as we are.